Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back once again to Maximus the Fourth. What I have here is a Pepsi Berry. What I have here is a Sodastream machine. The title of today's video is going to be what would happen if you recarbonated a Pepsi Berry using a Sodastream machine. In today's video, I'm briefly going to walk you guys through the history of Pepsi Berry. We're then going to dump it into the Sodastream bottle, get this thing latched in. I will then give you guys a taste test using the shot glass and let you know exactly what I think. But before then, let's get into the history. Here we go. So Pepsi Berry was released in 2019 only for the summertime only. It was never re-released. It was also released alongside both Pepsi Mango. This is not the original Pepsi Mango from 2019. It's the same formula, but not the original can. And Pepsi Lime. That is the original can. And all three of these, as a trinity together, was known as the Wild Bunch. Now, Pepsi Berry, out of all three of these, was the only one that was ever released just one time. Pepsi Lime had been released prior, all the way back in 2005, and then it came back in a different form in name called Pepsi Limon, and that was a different flavor altogether because it had 2.5% lime juice in it, if I'm not mistaken. This one's 1%. And out of all three of these two were discontinued in that same year after the summertime, whereas Pepsi Mango was the only surviving flavor that lasted for quite a while until about the mid part of 2024. But now, even Pepsi Mango is now discontinued. So now that I've given you guys a history lesson on this very rare Pepsi Berry, the tagline, it is time to dump it into the Sodastream bottle, get this thing recarbonated. Here we go. The tagline with this, by the way, is Pepsi with a splash of blueberry juice with other natural flavors. It has a raspberry and a blueberry on the can. And to my personal assessment, this was basically the closest thing to the regular caramel color soda version of Pepsi Blue. But it does taste a bit different than Pepsi Blue. Here we go. My goodness, I can smell that. And I'm going to be very patient with this one this time. I will not allow it to explode. All you need is just a little patience. Da 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 da. All you need is just a little patience. Like an absolute freaking boss. Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a live, recarbonated, original Pepsi Berry from 2019. Let's give this a shot. Oh man, that has got such amazing flavor. Whew. Can absolutely taste every single last bit of that berry, blueberry that is in there. And I would say that the raspberry is definitely on the tip of the blueberry as a hint. Both those just paired together is absolutely amazing. I would for sure give this soda a 10 out of 10. It is absolutely outstanding. I don't know why Pepsi only ever brought this out for such a tiny short amount of time, but this should absolutely be out there. So there you have it. That is what would happen if you recarbonated a Pepsi Berry using a Sodastream machine. That's what happens. Thank you all so much for watching. As per usual, I got 4 videos that I need to promote to 1,000 views. The first one's going to be what would happen if you drank a previous Pepsi next to a modern day fresh one. The second one's going to be what does Crystal from the makers of Pepsi taste like? For those of you that don't know, that was what came out after the initial failure of Crystal Pepsi in the 90s. It was Crystal Pepsi with an added citrus flavor, and I'm the only person that's ever opened up a bottle of that on YouTube and done a legit review, so you gotta check that one out. The third one is going to be how Bruce Lee actually died, full explanation. And the fourth one is going to be 7-Up Cherry 2-liter chug. I think there's also Pepsi Cream Soda 2-liter chug. Either way, I'll make sure to leave all 4 of the links to those videos down in the description of this video. And for all other extras and even ways to help support this channel, it's all going to be listed down in the description below. Maximus the 4th here. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, whew! So much fizz, but so good. See you next time. God bless you guys. ASMR Rail, if you're watching, you better freaking leave a comment because I'm sick and tired of being neglected by you.